Good. How are you?
Good, thank you.
Yeah, no worries.
First question for you, Elias.
Not so bad. Hi, Joel.
Hi.
This is definitely not your first Canadian Classique. Now you're probably fairly familiar with what it's like to have a rival with Toronto. Um, how are you guys maybe including some of the newer players and how important this rivalry is and what's at stake here?
Yeah, we just, we're trying to explain to them what it means, the history behind it and the dislike between the both clubs. I think it's important for them to know, especially going through a time like this, to feed off any motivation we can get. I think it's a great time to play our rivals, and obviously going into their house, we want to beat them, and that's going to be the mentality today and tomorrow. This is just one game that we're focusing on at this moment, and but yeah, just explain to them what it means to the club and what it means definitely to the fans, and I know we're going to have some in attendance tomorrow.
Next question, Neil Davidson.
Thank you. Hi, Joel. I hope
Hi.
you're well.
Thank you.
It's been a difficult start for both teams. Do you see the cup competition as a chance to start writing another story for CF Montreal?
Yeah, absolutely. I think it gives us a little break from the tough start to our season, and there's a trophy on the line. So for myself, I'm a competitor, and I know the team really wants to win as well, and we're going to put everything into it as we can, and we want to win a trophy for this club, and this is a great way to do it. Obviously, to get into Champions League next year too, and to play in more competitions. So we're taking this competition very seriously, and we're ready for it, and we're excited.
Maxime Truman.
Hi, Joel.
Hi.
From the outside, no wins in 10 MLS games. We see tomorrow's game as a can't lose game, that if you lose, your 2025 season is almost already over. Do you have the same feeling internally?
No. It's obviously we really want to win. That's no secret against TFC, obviously with our form recently. But no, in this league, there's so much parity. There's so much time that we can get back, and one win can push some momentum in the other way. So, yeah, no, it's that's not even a thought process in our locker room right now.
Olivier Tremblay.
Hey, Joel. Your interim head coach was part of arguably the best home and away series in MLS history between Montreal and Toronto about 8 years ago. I'm just wondering if maybe he's tried to, I don't know if telling stories or maybe that's the right expression, but at least is there a sense within the locker room that your interim head coach knows very well what kind of emotions can be involved in those kinds of games between Montreal and Toronto?
Yeah, definitely. We haven't got a chance to talk about it. Obviously, with the Red Bulls game, we want to cover that, and we did that yesterday. And now we're turning the next chapter to TFC, and we have a meeting this morning. So I'm sure he'll, tell us the stories. And obviously, I watched that at home. People watched that at home. Just the rivalry and the excitement and the passion, the fans, and we want to continue that history. Obviously to respect the other teams that came before us, and he knows very, very well, what it takes to beat them and what it takes to win a trophy like this. So it's I hope he draws on inspiration. I want to hear those stories. It gets us excited and brings us some motivation that we'll need for tomorrow night.
Hi, good morning, Joel.
Good morning.
I'm curious if you have an opinion on the format of the tournament this year, the fact that you guys are playing another MLS team right from the start and also playing on their pitch when you did better than them in the MLS Championship last season.
I'm not going to really comment on the way they do things and how it gets drawn up. This is obviously not my job, and yeah, I'm going to leave it at that.
Maxime, another question?
Ouais, juste une petite dernière, Pat. Joel, from the outside again, we still have the impression that the Toronto-Montreal rivalry is no longer what it used to be. Do you have the same feeling? Do you still hate Toronto as much as Patrice Bernier and company hated them?
I think it's just different. I don't think it's less or more hatred. I think it's just different, different players and different things to play for, and no, there's always going to be that, that's never going to go away. obviously, Pat and those players before us obviously had a different style, I guess, of hatred for them. But, for us, it stays the same. A rivalry is a rivalry that never dies. And for us, we're going to take it as that way tomorrow night.
Any other questions for Joel this morning? No? All right. Thank you, Joel.
Thanks, guys.
Victor, good morning.
Morning, how are you?
Good, thank you. Do we have any questions here online? Please raise your hand. Maxime Truman.
Hi, Victor. Thanks for doing this. You're a Canadian, and the Canadian Championship game is important to you. I'm sure about that. Did you make sure every guy in the locker room was aware of the importance of tomorrow's game?
Yeah, we speak about it. Me and Joel, especially, we've played in it. We played together in it back in Calgary days, so we know how important it is and how big the tournament is for the fans and for you guys. So we just try to instill that in everybody.
Yes.
Merci, Pat. Hi, Victor. You've had a couple of different roles this year. You've been a bit of the 10, you've been a bit of 8, all over the midfield. Where do you think you are most effective as? And what has Marco kind of talked to you with regards to why you have so many different roles on the field in so many different games?
I don't really have a strongest position. Wherever the coach plays me, I do the job, and I just try to do it to the best of my ability. And yeah, he hasn't really, I wouldn't say spoke to me about it, but he plays me there, and I think he trusts me there wherever he plays me. So I just try to do my best in those situations.
Next question, Nicolas Landry.
Morning, Victor. I'm just wondering if you can share with us your best memories of the Canadian Championship. I know you were involved in a bit of a crazy game in 2022 against Vancouver. Can you share your memories with us?
Yeah, it was probably actually one I wasn't involved in the first year when we first played the Vancouver Whitecaps and we beat them away. So yeah, that was probably my biggest memory. Jordan Brown scored, so yeah, that was probably my biggest memory of the Canadian Championship.
Neil Davidson.
Thank you. Victor, excuse a question from somebody watching your team from afar, but obviously the record disappointing, but it seems like a lot has been stacked against your team. All those away games to start with, 5 losses by 1 goal. What has this season been like so far?
Yeah, obviously we know it's been a tough season. We know obviously some games can go our way, but at the end of the day we need to do better as a team. And yeah, we never give up. We always try to do more and more, and we work hard in training. So we just try to do our best every day. But we know it's been upsetting so far, but we hope to switch that around as soon as possible.
Maxime.
Yes, Victor, many Montreal fans hate Toronto FC. Former players still hate Toronto FC today. Simple question, do you hate Toronto FC?
I have to, of course, yeah.
Do you have any other questions for Victor this morning? I don't think so. All right, thank you.
No worries.
Morning.
Hello, ça va bien?
Yeah, merci.
Merci. On débute avec une question de Maxime Truman.
Salut Marco, merci de prendre le temps ce matin. De l'extérieur, avec aucune victoire en 10 parties en championnat MLS, là, on voit le match de demain, là, c'est un match à élimination directe, là, comme un match que tu peux pas perdre parce que si tu le perds, les chances d'atteindre l'objectif du président, c'est de gagner un trophée, ben, elles disparaissent pratiquement. Est-ce que vous avez le feeling que demain, c'est un match que tu ne peux pas du tout perdre?
Ouais, tu as raison, mais nous voulons gagner tous les matchs. Toutes les semaines, nous entraînons et nous pouvons préparer les matchs au maximum pour donner notre meilleur. Et cette est la mentalité que je veux. Et la mentalité que nous sommes travaillants. Nous avons travaillé pour améliorer toutes les semaines, tous les jours. Les gars sont assis pour travailler et nous ne voulons pas aller là-bas en Toronto pour un 0-0 et aller au penalty. Et nous voulons gagner, nous voulons jouer pour pour prouver à tout le monde que nous sommes capables de jouer et de faire des buts et non seulement avec des bonnes performances.
Olivier Tremblay.
Bonjour Marco.
Bonjour.
Joe Waterman nous disait il y a quelques minutes qu'il avait hâte de t'entendre parler de Toronto, de la rivalité avec Toronto, de ces matchs épiques et puis en 2015-2016 quand tu as joué contre Toronto en finale de l'Est. Qu'est-ce que tu veux dire à ton équipe à propos de Toronto, de ces matchs-là que toi tu as vécu comme joueur, puis comment est-ce que tu peux t'en inspirer pour les motiver à faire une bonne performance?
Ils sont des incroyables souvent, mais ils s'en souviennent. Je ne pense qu'ils sont très importants pour nous, pour nous maintenant. Et je pense que tous les joueurs comprennent la situation et l'importance de ce match. Comme j'ai déjà dit, nous préparons le match pour gagner tous les fois. We are really pushing our maximum, and yes, Toronto is important. It's important because it's a derby. They know it, but for us, it's important the win. For us, it's important to have the feeling to win, to go through, and Toronto or any other team, it doesn't care right now. And my memories and my incredible memories about this team, about this battle, we don't care. Nous voulons aller là-bas pour nous battre, to fight. We want to go there to fight for a win. And yes, Toronto, Vancouver, it doesn't matter right now.
Elias.
Merci, Brad. Hi, Marco. Just before I asked, is it possible for you to provide a little bit of an injury update because, Bryce is still out. Well, he wasn't training, but Giacomo was training with the group. Will he be ready for tomorrow?
Yeah, you said everything. Bryce is out. All the others are available to come in Toronto.
2 weeks ago after Orlando, you said that, for you as a coach, it's tough to change anything because you're playing well. And if you change something, it might affect elsewhere on the pitch. How do you prepare for a game like this where, like you said, it's this important, but you can't really afford to make changes because elsewhere on the pitch, you guys are playing quite well. It's just the final touch that's missing.
Okay, those are fact, but as you said, is very, very important for this game to go through. So to win, there is no 0 point, good performance, 1 point is or you win or you don't. So the game is a bit different. It's normal to have a bit a plan also to manage the 90 minutes because as we know, we can go 1-0, we can leading, we can we can be in a position where we can push also on 0-0, or we have to push because we need to recover the result. So it depends on the moment. It's a game where the guys has to be ready to read the situation and to take the advantage in that moment, and also to change the plan. This is the most difficult part. Our step for the next game, to try to read a different game than usual. And also in general, to try to read the game is a step that we need to do. For example, in New York, the first 20 minutes we lead the game completely, and it was a moment where we need to risk a bit more to take that goal and to take this advantage. It's important because in 90 minutes at this level, it's impossible to dominate for 90 minutes.
Maxime.
Marco, juste te dire, sens-toi à l'aise si tu veux répondre en anglais. J'ai aucun problème quand je pose mes questions en français. C'est la première fois qu'on te parle depuis que Olger Escobar est arrivé. C'est un nouveau joueur. Est-ce que c'est une option à court terme? Est-ce que c'est une option à moyen terme? Est-ce que c'est un projet à long terme? Comment tu le vois dans ton groupe en ce moment?
Yeah, right now I answer you of this question because I answer all this question, but it really, for me, in my day, it's not the most important thing. The important thing is to see immediately the behavior of the players, all the players, and also of the new player, Escobar. He came here smiling, full of energy, positive energy. He brought immediately quality in passing, in dominating the ball. It's really good on the ball, but probably it's a bit far physically right now. And also he needs to understand the game model, the way we play, the intensity that we put on the field. So it's a good player, okay, young, with talent, and as soon as he's ready, I cannot decide this. It's all about him, the work he does on the field. As soon as he's ready, like all the other, he deserves to play. He's ready. It could be short term, could be middle term, could be long term. It depends on him.
Any other questions for Marco today? No? All right. Thank you, Marco.
Thank you. See you tomorrow.